and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Hope you're all alright. It's a beautiful warm day here in the UK, and we are supposed to be running outside, aren't we, really? Let's face it, it's so nice. But we are here doing Bag That Badge. And we're going to get going in about 30 seconds. This is the chili pepper route. So if you don't have this badge, this is the route to do. This is the event to be in. John Freeze is debating whether to stop now for pizza before we've even started. Because Tina has had pizza and she's decided not to run because she's got a full belly of pizza. Right, let's get going. Nice and easy, nowhere near as tough as yesterday. Let me just talk to the gang. Welcome to Bag That Badge Week 2. Does anyone not have this badge? Question mark. So I imagine most people here do actually have the badge, but maybe there's one or two that don't. We've got Debbie Colville running with us, Amy Green, Nikki, Robert. So Debbie doesn't have the badge. Good for Debbie. Randall is running with us. Harmer. Overbust from Norway. Get a grip, Sarah. We've only just started. Kevin says, I think I already have it. Only here for some streaming drama today. There will be no streaming drama. There will be no dramas today. Full stop. Yesterday was the drama day. Nikki says, I think Sarah speaks for all of us. Well, it's an 8.3 kilometre run. So let's see how far we get before people start dropping in the heat. I mean, yesterday was a journey, Sarah. Yes, it was a journey that I couldn't wait to finish. So I finished a bit, well, no, I didn't finish early actually, but I did give up about 2/3 of the way through. It's just, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Yes, but Amy, you are a sucker for punishment. For those that are wondering what we are talking about, ellipsis. Some of us did Wednesday workout yesterday and it was boiling hot and very difficult, and I gave up. I didn't quite give up, but you know, I had to walk. Right, Tina Beard says there had best. Tina Beard is only watching for drama and shenanigans and entertainment. And after yesterday, honestly, I am in no mood for disasters. Today is going to just go smoothly. We're going to relax. We're going to just chat and be fine. Whether you count that as entertainment or not, I don't know. But I don't plan on any disasters. It is 33 degrees here in Shed Quarters, according to AGMT. But we're going at a nice, easy pace. So hopefully there'll be no crashing and burning like there was yesterday. Actually, Darren, I was thinking we should do a sub 19-minute 5k event. What I've just spoken into my phone is taking forever. Right, there we go. Darren, not Daryl. But it's too hot at the moment. I don't know, Darren. We'll have to sort it out. Tina says, I'm full of spinach and ricotta pizza, so I'm chilled. Okay, well, just relax. Get yourself a glass of wine so that dulls the senses, and anything will count for entertainment then. Just even the monotony of... Actually, you can't hear the treadmill noise, can you? Don't talk to me about air conditioning, Darren. If I could, I would. Too expensive at the moment for what we need. Just can't afford it, Darren. 40 degrees today in France for Kevin, and 41 planned for tomorrow. Oh, good for you, Tina. I don't drink either. I just said get yourself a glass of wine just because that's the thing people say. But I don't drink either, so what I would say is get yourself a glass of Schlur. Or, dare I say it, a glass of milk. Nice full fat milk. That's what I would get, probably. Doesn't help with the weight, I have to say. Darren says Malta doesn't allow... The heat in Malta doesn't allow him to run for 3 months because it's so hot. Amy says, I'll have your wine after the run, Tina. To be fair, Debbie Colville is probably carrying a glass of wine as she runs. Amy. Debbie is probably carrying a glass of wine while she runs. Full stop. That's quality. You need to step up your game, Mrs. Green. Tina Beard, chocolate milk is my thing, says Tina. Yeah, I do like a bit of chocolate milk. Absolutely. Debbie Colville says, fact, she is carrying a glass of wine while she runs. Right, Amy says, I will get planning. You don't need to plan it, Amy. Just go to the fridge. Get your... Actually, no, wine isn't kept in the fridge, is it? Where's wine kept? Room temperature, isn't it, I think? Anyway, go and get yourself a glass. And just, you know, just have to learn to balance as you run. You just hold like this, don't you? Sarah Jacobson says, I have definitely had a beer whilst running before. I have been at trail marathons where beer is served at the aid stations. Oh, white wine and rosé go in the fridge. Okay. So what goes? So red wine is kept at room temperature. Is that right? Oh, well done, Darren. That is good, Darren. Well done. Sarah Jacobson is showing her lack of wine knowledge. Scandalous. She doesn't actually know the correct temperature for red wine. She says, "I'm sure there must be one." That sounds like a really brilliant idea for an IRL Zwift run. We should definitely do Malta then, Darren. If it's for one of your events, that'd be amazing. Amy says, "I don't drink beer, so it would be wasted on me. But I've heard about these beer races. One beer, and you do that so many times." Yeah, the beer mile. Yes, Amy, it's called the beer mile. Yeah, Debbie doesn't need to go to races to drink. Maybe we should organise that for 2024 or late 2023. Right. Sarah, Tina Beard has an update for us on wine temperature. Apparently, Tina's husband says that red wine should be blood temperature. So what's blood temperature? Is that 36? 36 degrees? Hey, Google, what is the temperature of human blood? Let's see what it says. 37, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 Celsius. So red wine should be stored inside your body at 37 degrees Celsius. Thank you, Google. Google, stop. Hey, Google, stop. That's put her in her place. Debbie, apparently perfect red wine temperature is body temperature, 37 degrees. What? What did I say that would confuse a teenager? So essentially, you beat me to it, Debbie. I was going to say exactly the same thing. You beat me to it. Aha! You beat me to it. Oh, the temperature of human blood. Why would it be teenagers tuning in? Or is that just because... Hang on, let me reread this. Oh, I see, yes, somebody just tuning in, not teenagers. Okay, yes. Well, we did. So, we had a conversation at the Backyard Ultra when we went to Suffolk a couple of weeks ago. And we were sitting around in the middle of the night, waiting for the runners to do another loop. And we were talking about the best way to, like if you were, oh, I don't even want to say it. It's too gruesome. It's too gruesome. I'm not going to talk about it, actually. It is literally, as I go to say it in my brain, it sounds too bad to say on air, so I'm not going to talk about it. You know when you wish you hadn't started saying something? Amy and Debbie are now saying I've got to... Right, look, we were just talking about the best way to bump off a load of ultra runners. Like, if you were to hide in the woods, could you get away with... Like, what would be the quickest way to do it so you didn't get discovered? Like, if the runners are coming in, I don't know, one every... Like, it's a long distance race, okay? The runners are coming in every, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. So you've got one runner every 5 minutes. Could you dispatch one of them, drag them into the undergrowth, get rid of the evidence before the next one comes along? How many could you get rid of? How many could you do before the aid station further on wondered why there were no runners coming in and sent out a search party? How many could you get rid of? So this is what you talk about at 3 o'clock in the morning in the dark when you're waiting for a bunch of runners to arrive, having finished their next loop of the backyard ultra. and I kid you not, nobody said this really shouldn't be talked about. This is inappropriate. We were all going, oh yeah, no. Well, if you had a rifle, you could shoot them dead quick. Or somebody else is saying, well, no, you've got to dispatch them with a knife. Well, I mean, it just got. Now can you see why I thought it wasn't maybe the best thing to talk about? Oh yeah, no, it was an active conversation during an ultra run. How many ultra runners could you kill before the aid station further on noticed? And now Tina says, I can't believe you said that. I said I didn't want to talk about it, and you lot forced me into it. If I get taken off air, well, it'd have to be. Nikki says garage. It would have to be a very sharp. Where you could put a very sharp cable across the route between two trees, and it slices their head off as they run through. But that might be a bit messy, though. Sarah Jacobson reckons it's a completely understandable conversation at 3 a.m. What? Yeah, quieter than a gun is true. You would have to have a silencer on the gun, or it's a dart gun with a particularly potent poison on the end of it or something. Why are we carrying on? I've said what I was going to say. We should now don't start going on further about options. I'm not looking for options. That's it now. I'm not talking about murdering ultra runners anymore. The conversation is over. Oh, that's a very good idea, Tina. Tina Beard has really thought this through seriously. Tina says you should get endangered plant species so you can bury the ultra runners and then put the plants over the top so that they can't be dug up because they're endangered species, so they wouldn't be touched. The only problem with that, Tina, is you're not going to be able to do that in 5 minutes. You've literally got to get them, drag them into the bushes and hide them before the next one comes along. And I think ultimately you have to accept that you are going to be caught, because the job is how many can you get rid of before you're caught. Nikki reckons that's good thinking, Tina. I think we're coming up with a robust plan here. Sarah Jacobson says, I thought you said we weren't going to talk about this anymore. Yeah, but now we have a realistic plan. So Let's write this down. I mean, it was silly before, but now Tina's come into the equation with some very sensible options. We have to start thinking about it. Yeah, where do you get the plants from? Somebody's going to see you buying a load of endangered species, aren't they? Or getting them from somewhere. Debbie Colville is now worried that she didn't really know us for all these years. You see, Debbie, you thought you knew us all these years. Essentially, you've been hanging around with a bunch of potential serial killers. That's not going to go down well on the YouTube algorithm. Yeah. Right, we're over in the volcano now. And I think we go round the volcano. I don't think we go up to the top of the volcano on this route. My voice to text is still... It's just done it. It was like spinning and spinning and spinning before it actually rendered what I said. Okay. 3 kilometers done. Oh, Nikki. You use an icicle and the weapon melts away. No fingerprints. John Fries says goodbye. He's had enough. John, thanks for joining. Take care. I hope we didn't scare you off. John is now going off to call 911. Please don't call 911, John. We were only joking. Oh. Please don't call 911. We were only joking. Right, headphones have died. Didn't charge them yesterday. So I've got no music now. Oh God. Right, Paul Deering has just walked in. How have you managed to get Debbie running? I've been trying for... It wasn't me. John, I assume you would call 911. We would call 999, but I'm not going to call the police myself, am I? John, Paul, she just started running, but there was nothing we could do to stop her. She's carrying wine as well. So, you know, disaster is bound to happen, but she is still running, so I can't stop her. That's down to you. We have covered 3.5 kilometres. We have 4.5 to go. So we're not quite halfway yet, but we're getting there. To be fair, they probably wouldn't answer the phone here.
Ride on!
Bergman, thanks for the ride on. Is that Debbie? Is it Debbie Bergman? Possibly? Well done, everyone. Keep going. Full stop. Apologies for the murderous conversation. I didn't start it. Full stop. It was Amy, Sarah, and Debbie. Amy, Sarah, and Debbie. They are a bad influence and should not be trusted. I did not. I told you I didn't want to talk about it. Tina says 3.5k in and a world of topics covered. We haven't covered food yet, though. I haven't heard anyone talk about food. Paul Deering says Debbie's just booked a holiday. I guess she's searching for that beach body. I am not saying that. No, I'm not saying that, Paul. Debbie, if you want to know what Paul said, don't ask me. It's not happening. I value my life too much. And I know, see, I can insult Sarah because it's an entire 14-hour journey for Sarah to come and slap me around the head. For you, it's probably just a 4-hour car drive. So, and I trust that you would do that. Although, to be fair, I probably believe Sarah would get on a plane and fly 14 hours to come and slap me around the face as well. Tina says you're on thin ice, Paul, considering what we were talking about just before you arrived. Yes, has a point. Debbie, no, I can't tell you. You just have to read the comments later. He may have disappeared just to save himself. Yeah, I know. I totally know that it is something you would do, Sarah. Sarah agrees. She would definitely fly just to whack me around the head. She'd probably bring some kind of weapon with her, so like a baseball bat or some kind of implement as well, stored in her luggage. 4k to go of Bag That Badge. We think that possibly who is it that said Debbie Colville doesn't have this badge, so we're trying to get the badge for at least one person. Remember, if you don't have the badge, keep running until the notification appears on the screen in front of you. Right, is eviscerate a word, Sarah, or have you just made that up? Or am I showing my ignorance and it is a word that I don't know? Eviscerate. It sounds good. I like it. We could adopt it if it isn't a word. Okay. Yeah, and you're on the treadmill, Debbie, so you can't get off and go and hit him, can you? He is brave. Not brave enough to stay in the same room, though. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, by the way. I am looking at chat. Thank you for watching. My wife often complains at me because she says that I respond to the in-game chat. But nobody watching can see what the in-game chat is, and I never explain, or rarely do I explain it, so I apologise if you're sitting there wondering what the heck I'm talking about, because you can't see the comments that are coming up in-game. So apologies for that. Right, Paul Deering, Debbie, the world is now watching. Well, it's about 30 people. I mean, I'm not sure that's the world, but anyway, okay. The world is now watching. You have to finish this run for the badge. No DNF today. This from the man who reckons you lost your beach body in your teenage years. That is just wrong, isn't it? That is wrong. Even I wouldn't say that to Victoria. Where are we now? Okay, so eviscerate is my favourite word, says Nikki. Right, hang on. Hey Google, what does eviscerate mean? Ooh, okay, disembowel. Very good. Hey Google, stop. Eviscerate is to disembowel. See, I would have just said disembowel. Remove the innards from. Yeah. To gut. Oh. Okay, it's from World of Warcraft. People, oh, I see. Okay, so that's where, if people have played World of Warcraft, they would have come across the word eviscerate more than me, who doesn't play World of Warcraft. To pull out one's entrails, Tina. Right, okay. So we're back to our previous subject. We've come full circle in the space of 3 or 4 kilometres. I agree with you, Sarah. Eviscerate does sound better. I would only have used disembowel because I didn't know the word eviscerate. You know I've got a degree in English, don't you? Blimey. I suppose having a degree in English doesn't mean you're supposed to know every word that exists. I suppose eviscerating ultra runners would have to be done afterwards. You need a quick killing first. Get them out of the way and then get on to the next one. Once you've got a little pile, you could do your eviscerating. But I mean, you know, why? Visceral is a gut feeling. Very good, I like it. Oh, I love derivation of words. Nice, yes, eviscerate. Visceral is a gut feeling. Beautiful, Tina, thank you. Amy Green has a degree. What's your degree in, Amy? We are 5 kilometres in, by the way. What, Sarah? What now? What have I done now? 3 kilometres to go. And we've run round the volcano. We're now going back out towards the Italian village. We haven't heard from Kevin for a while. Full stop. Do we think he has melted? Question mark. Sarah says, you keep bringing us back to the topic that shall not be named. Okay, that's the end of it then. No more, no more. Ah! Right, Kevin is watching a film. Is it a horror movie about the death of ultra runners on a trail? Actually, no, that's not very good because there was a horrible incident, wasn't there, in China? Let's do it more Is it a horror movie? They will just say that. The thing is, you can go from comedy, from like light-hearted jokiness, where we all realise it's a bit of fun, to crossing a line very quickly. We just have to be really careful. There was an awful incident in China. Do you remember reading about that? Where, it wasn't a murder or anything, but it was a load of ultra runners all died in the snow and the ice of a storm that happened on a hill that just kind of came up out of nowhere, that nobody was expecting. A couple of years ago it was, a couple of years ago. And China has still not restarted its ultra running, I don't think, since then. Really terrible event it was. So Kevin is watching a French comedy, to be precise. Lots of nonsense and funny. There is lots of nonsense here, Kevin, if you hadn't noticed. Tina says it's like a horror movie here tonight. I know, I haven't shaved, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, I've been in the sea today for the first time this year. It's that hot. Just before the stream, we went down to, not a water stream, just before the live stream, me and my son Ellis and Victoria went down to the beach, which is literally, it's 200 metres walk. We are not far from the beach here at all. It's about 200 metres walk up the road, cross the main road, and then you're on the beach. And we took our wetsuits just because the water is still quite cold, even though it's a hot day. So we donned our wetsuits and we had 15 minutes splashing about in the water. It was good fun. So first time in the sea. I didn't swim properly. First time in the water this year. Armour. Make sure you keep running until you get the badge. So I think Palmer's just finished. He was up ahead there. He was the first one to finish, I think. And then we've got Uverbust from Norway. He's on about 7k, so he's got just over a kilometre left to go. Darren is also nearly at 7k, but I think Darren's probably got this badge. Finn Robert is at 6.6k. Right, what's that from Debbie? Kevin says he would be very happy if Debbie shared some red wine out now. Debbie says she's been keeping it at blood temperature. Is that okay? Kevin, ellipsis. Don't drink the wine. Paul Deering says, remember everyone, you never ever regret a run. I have a knee injury and miss running outside and treadmill running so much. Cherish every injury-free day, everyone. Oh, bless you, Paul. Tina says, I can't get my leg wet for a few weeks, have to wrap it in cling film to shower, let alone swimming. You'll be grand. You'll be grand soon, Tina. And I didn't swim really. We just splashed about in the water and I got my hair wet a bit. That's about it. Can't class it as swimming, to be fair. So we're at 6 kilometres now. We've got 2 and a bit to go. Nikki says, thank you, Paul, and good luck along the way. I remember the days of the video 5K when we used to have Debbie Colville and Paul Deering on treadmills side by side, holding hands as they ran with their coloured lights. And we didn't mention, when I said to Amy, what degree do you have? She said politics. Well, I wouldn't say that's useless, Amy. Very nice degree to have. Did you not consider going to work in the civil service or something like that? Temperature has come down in the shed. So last night the temperature was going up because we were running so fast and there was 2 of us in here. The temperature was just going up and up in the shed, or in the studio, to make it sound nicer. But it is coming down here. So when I opened the doors to the shed, it was 37 degrees in here. So it has come down markedly since then. It's now 28.8 Celsius in here, or centigrade. Oh, Sarah says, I knew I'd be no good at it. Sure, you've got a degree in politics. You would have been way better than a lot of people. It's about confidence, Amy. You've got to be confident in yourself. Hotter tomorrow, she says. Oh my God. Well, what day is it tomorrow? Friday. What are we doing tomorrow? So we're doing the ZLDR recovery run tomorrow evening. So again, we'll be going about this pace if you want to join us tomorrow. ZLDR recovery run, 6:30 PM UK time tomorrow. ZLD art. Where was the T on the end of that R for you to think it was art? iPhone. One mile to go until badge achievement time, Debbie. So we're going to get Debbie her badge. It's 1 mile to go now. So 10 minutes or so. She says she's feeling it now. It's too hot. Nice one. Enjoy that, Amy. Amy's taking her girls to a water party tomorrow. Paul Deering, you're my inspiration, Tina. We'll be back running soon. You're the feeling in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring meaning to my life. Yeah, wanna have you near me. Wanna have you something. No one needs you more than I need you. Come on! Thank you, Wembley Stadium. Just me then. I'll just be quiet. I'll get my coat. I'll be gone in a minute. Don't worry. Hey, I used to be in a band, you know. Shut up, Deering. Hey! I was in a band in my 20s. Thank you, Amy. And Debbie Colville joined me, Paul, so... The 45s, Nikki, correct, exactly, yes. See, Nikki knows. Amy likes my singing, even though I didn't know the words. Who was it that did that song? Oh, Sarah Jacobson's gone. Sarah, sorry, I missed you going. If you're watching on the live stream, I apologise, Sarah, didn't see you going. Right, Tina reckons I was in an elastic band. Yeah. I did sing, Paul. I did backing vocals. I did and also when we first formed. No, actually, I'm not going to say that because I know what you're going to come back with. I did sing lead vocals at one time in the band. When we first started, I had a couple of songs that I was lead vocal on. Thanks, Kevin. Well done, Kevin. Speak to you later. We have just over a kilometre to go now. Debbie Colville, hopefully, is going to get the badge, which we don't think she has yet. So, fingers crossed. Debbie is going to tell us if and when it appears on screen. The reason Victoria isn't running with us tonight, by the way, is she's gone out in the real world with the club tonight, doing a hill session. We've got to get some elevation into our training because we have a 50k very hilly race in a couple of weeks' time, climbing Mount Snowdon a couple of times. Paul Deering says, did you do an album? So the only album that I have been on that's been released officially was when I was in a band called Ruth. So it was the same band members as the 45s, but we were called Ruth, and we released an album called Harrison. So if you look, I think you can look up Harrison on iTunes. I think it's there. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not on iTunes. But I think you can still buy it somewhere. Bargain bin bucket or something. Bargain bin. We were on a couple of, or two or three indie compilation albums. I don't know if you remember a series of indie albums called Shine, particularly UK market, when Britpop was around. So there were Britpop albums from the 90s called Shine, and we were on about 3 of those. think we were on Shine 6, and I can't remember the others, but we were definitely on 2 or 3 of the Shine compilation albums. Right, 600 metres left to run. I've bagged that badge. And we've still got Yoko, Amy, Nikki and Debbie just bringing it home now. And we'll be back on live on Zwift tomorrow for the ZLDR recovery hour in the UK. That starts at 6:30 p.m. So continental Europe, Central European time will be 7:30 p.m. And over in New York, you're looking at 2:30 p.m. No, 1:30 p.m. And then in Los Angeles, you're probably looking at 10:30 in the morning. For the ZLDR recovery hour tomorrow. Thank you for watching on YouTube, and if you watched on Twitch as well, thank you for watching on Twitch. Much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then go and do that now. Just press the little button there. We've managed to keep it all in zone 1 today, pretty much. At 5 minutes in zone 2 we've had. So nice and comfortable, even in 28 degrees of heat. We've managed to run in zone 1 for most of the way. So that's good. And yeah, Sal, can you hurry it up, please? Sal, hurry up. I don't know why I was required to do that, but I was. I was given my instructions by Nikki. So I hope Sal has hurried it up, because Nikki and now me will not be pleased. Coming to the end, 200 metres to go. Debbie, make sure you let us know if you get the badge. Enjoyed that, everyone. Thanks for joining. See you all tomorrow. Alright, Debbie thinks she's actually getting a hard copy badge that she can pin on her blazer when she goes to school. No, it's just a banner across the screen. Here we go. 70 meters. Let's see what happens. Yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. If we don't see you tomorrow, enjoy yourself. Tina B says, thanks guys, that was fun. I'm off to water my endangered plants. I see. No, I've got you. I've got you, Tina. Right, here we go. Crossing the line. And let's see if Debbie Colville tells us that she's got her badge. We are done here. Debbie, did you get it? Come on, let us know. Keep running until you get it. And if you don't get it, that means you've already got it, Debbie. Thanks, Yoko. Take care. See you soon. I'm still waiting for Nikki. Not Nikki, Debbie. She's not talking. Is she too drunk to type? Or is she too delirious with happiness that she's got her badge? Or maybe she already had the badge and she didn't realise. Right, I'm going to turn the fans off. She's still running. She's still running. She's still running. She's going faster. She's still running. She's going faster. I think you would have got it by now, Debbie. Is it worth checking your menu, your garage, to see whether you have actually got it already? You've probably already got it, Debbie. Now she's slowing down. Right, now I can see her slowing down now. Does this mean she has it? Does this mean she's stopped? No, she's still running. Check your garage and see. You've probably already got it, Debbie. Now she's logged off. She's gone. Right, Paul Deering says, I have a funny feeling Debbie's already had it when she ran the marathon. Checking now. She probably does already have it. Yeah, that's what I think. Because I think she would have been jumping up with joy and shouting at us if she had it. If she'd just got it. Right. We're off. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will see you tomorrow for the ZLDR recovery run, 6:30 UK time, 7:30 Central European time. And if you're over in the States, it's going to be about 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So we will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for the chat. Lots of comedy again. It was most amusing. Don't take it too seriously. We're just having a bit of a joke. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.